Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. This may end up being the first video on this channel, but it's not the format that I'm planning on for the majority of the channel. I think I'll go with a dad joke, and I will call this a truck talk. So these will be quick little just videos about something small that's happening, or something, maybe a question that once get some more viewers, maybe open up a discussion about something to then lead to a longer video, or find out what some people are interested in discussing based on my background or how it coincides with yours. So today I just wanted to bring up something that really has helped me over the past 2 years, and that is Buddhism. And the way I was raised, very conservative Christian, and I was also taught that I was in the one true religion and there was no other religion. They were all influenced by the devil. And so I looked into other religions, but only to have talking points to tell them why their religion was incorrect, and why they needed to accept not just Jesus, but my version of Jesus that I was taught in order to have salvation. So obviously, looking back, that gave me a very narrow worldview. Unfortunately, leaving that religion, it's not the same for all Christians, but the Christian group I was with, when you leave it, the members do not communicate with you anymore or talk to you. So I lost a lot of friends because of leaving, and that's a problem. That's tough for anybody. Fortunately, I was 35, and I had a few really good friends with me that helped me through that. But another thing that really helped me was finding Buddhism. And it wasn't even finding Buddhism as a religion, because when I left the religion I was in, did not like Christianity at all. I knew I was done with it for some reasons I'll go into in longer videos, but I'll never be a part of an organized Christian religion. I honestly don't know if I will ever be a part of an organized religion. It would have to be one that's very, very different than the mainstream. So, but Buddhism as a way of life, not as a religion. And I made a couple notes here, but I'm driving. It's Noah Rasheta. He writes a book called No-Nonsense Buddhism for Beginners. And I found that shortly after I left my religion. And it's a very, very short book, very quick read. I will put a link to it on Amazon in the description. I'll also put a link to his website, secularbuddhism.com. He has a Patreon, and he does some great talks. The one I was listening to just a minute ago is called Buddha Nature. I listened to it for the second time in the last week. It's only about 15 minutes long. And it just really makes the point of Buddhism can make you, if you study it, you don't think of it, or I mean, you can if you want, but the way I looked at it was the way Noah presents it. It was before I even found his works, and that was Buddhism as a way to be a better whatever you are, or whatever you're trying to be. So I don't know that I will ever identify myself as a Buddhist, because I don't follow everything. That's a whole long discussion. Buddhism is a very varied religion, but the core beliefs are all there, and that's what the book goes over, and they're all very good. So that's what I've done over the past 2 years, and for me, it did help me connect to a spiritual side, because I'm not sure I'm not atheist. I know, I believe, I shouldn't say, I don't know. I believe there's something out there, whether it's an energy or energies or God or gods, goddess, that is directing us to a degree. I don't believe that the God of the Bible is the only God, or maybe even a God. That's still up for debate, and I haven't researched a bunch of that. So I don't know that there's any way to know, but I'm okay with that. So, but Buddhism as the secular Buddhism was just very helpful to me, because it helped me connect to the spiritual side that I was losing. And I think if I would have completely lost my spiritual side and coupled that with losing the majority of my friends and family, I would have been in a really, really bad spot. And so what he talks about in the Buddha Nature podcast, Secular Buddhism podcast, that episode, is that we are influenced and conditioned. That's the good word. That's a little nicer than brainwashed, which is what happens in some Christian religions, or not just Christian, any religions, but conditioned. So I was conditioned from birth to have the views that I had in this conservative Christian religion. And so no matter what I do, that conditioning is always there. I can get rid of some of that, and that is what I'm working on now. But I had 35 years of it, so that's going to be a process. But having that connection with something else while you work on figuring out that conditioning was a huge help to me. And fortunately, I came across that in another teaching of, for lack of a better term, and I guess for my first video, I apologize for the profanity, but do no harm, but take no shit. So I'm not going to go back to the whole Jesus turned the other cheek like I was taught. I'm not a violent person by any means. I get called a hippie all the time. I just noticed there's a gun on my shirt, but that's Malcolm X at the bottom. So, but what I will say is it has changed the way I do a lot of things. And I have the religious view now of, if you have a religious belief, a spiritual belief, and it works for you and it's not hurting anyone else, then more power to you, and keep it up. As long as it's not hurting anybody else. As soon as you're hurting someone else or encroaching on someone else, then you have a problem. I'm going to adjust this camera real quick while I'm at this light. Now my big forehead's a little more in frame. Not a whole lot, but. So, but the take no shit part of that is, I don't believe in standing by if you're seeing your fellow people on this planet being mistreated or hurt. And not everybody can. If you're in a position that you can't help someone, that's fine. Take care of yourself, your close friends, your family. Some of us, that's all we can do. If you're not in a position, try to make it known maybe to someone else, or offer help to them and offer to help them talk to someone else. But me, there's situations I can't help, but there are little situations I can help. And I do go out of my way to do those. And that's part of the reason I left the religion I was in, was for that exact principle. I didn't have it in my mind, but in a way I was already living by it. And, someone had shown up in my church and their actions were harming others, and the leadership did not want to address it. And so I addressed it, and because of that, I left my church. So that whole concept of being conditioned and that affecting your whole world, if you're leaving one doctrine and trying to start a new or do something else, that can be very helpful. Having something else, not so much to just hold on to, but something else to just be somewhat of a guide. I'm not one that believes everyone needs the Bible as a moral guide, because there's a lot of the morals, your 10 commandments that are in the Bible, were set out in writings that are much, much older than the Bible. So that part of it doesn't resonate with me at all. But the idea, the belief, and the principle of, whatever your spirituality is, as long as it's not hurting others, then there's, everyone can have their own spirituality. But one of those that definitely there will be more content on the channel having to do with Buddhism. This is just a very short one. That is definitely a podcast to check out, whether you're Buddhist or not, because it is Buddhism from a secular level, not as a religion, just as a day-to-day. It influenced me enough that one of my more first tattoos, I have a bodhisattva right there to remind me to always be learning, to learn from other people's spiritual beliefs as well, and take what they offer and apply it to myself, if it fits, and if it doesn't, figure out why it doesn't, what can be different. So hope you all are doing well. Hopefully that more things will go smoothly in life, and I will get to a regular posting schedule here in the very short future. Till then, we'll put up some truck talks and laugh at myself for being a dad and go from there. So until next time, everybody have a great day. Be blessed out there. We'll see you next time.